Welcome to another episode of Thursday Night Live with the Red Hat CEO from Fat Burners Only. Tonight is a really exciting one. We are talking with the CEO of ATP Science, Jeff. Now, it's not every day that someone gets to chat to Jeff Doig from ATP, so we're super excited. He sent us a request. We're going to view now. Go live with ATP Science. Let's see how we go. Hopefully we have a good connection today. And I know there's a lot of people and a lot of our burners that are looking forward to this. There's Jeff. Hey, how you going?
Hey, g'day. How are you?
Good. Good to have you. Thanks for giving up an hour on your Thursday night. What would you usually be doing tonight?
An hour? Are you serious? They said 5. No, I'm just kidding.
They said 5 minutes. They've stitched you up.
Well, it depends. I mean, like, it's been a really busy time for us, lately at work. So a lot of the time it's been working. But if I'm goofing off, I'm normally watching a bit of Netflix with Tony and then playing World of Warcraft if I have some spare time. So
some World of Warcraft. So the CEO of ATP plays WoW. What character are you playing?
I have an enhancement shaman. I've played WoW since it originally came out. I actually had an original business in video games. I actually had a company called Play for Pay where you actually played video games and made money. So,
right. Was that when you are farming coins or something like that, or?
No, I'm not going to give it away because who knows, one day. I actually got one of the guys that worked for Zuckerberg actually came on board. We actually attracted about $250,000 worth of funding, and I had to make a decision. I came to a crossroads one day of whether I wanted to do ATP Science or whether I wanted to go into video games. So I'm a hardcore video gamer. Excellent.
And what level is your character?
Oh, I've got 360s. I've got a rogue, a mage, and a shaman, all 60. Yep.
So I believe that's high, but I wouldn't exactly know because I've never played. Because if I ever started, you'd never see me again. I would never leave my computer.
It's classic. It's the old school. So yeah. Anyway,
old school. To me, the Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 were old school, and then that was it.
yeah. No, it's good fun.
So so you were talking about before you started ATP Science, you were sort of looking into computer games, and then were you doing anything else in the sup game before ATP Science came up for you?
Well, for those that know me, I originally got interested in the space. I had a company called, it's actually still going, so I won't mention it. But yeah, Tony and I actually started a supplement company back in 2002. The interesting thing is that I'd always been passionate about health and fitness. I played a lot of rugby when I was younger. And then I actually dislocated my knee, and that's what introduced me to the gym. And I became fascinated with supplements back in the day. This is back in the early 90s, I think it was. And the original brand back then. Yeah, wow. I'm old. In fact, it was my birthday on the weekend. I'm 46 now. So.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday for the weekend gone or coming?
The weekend gone, May 16th.
Oh, you made it. Congratulations. 46.
Yeah. Thanks. And mate, look, the original supplements were pretty terrible, but back then I thought they were the best thing. I mean, for the older, and I'm sure you've got a younger demographic that listens to you, Paul, but the She-Ho, Masashi She-Ho, Thunder and Fire, and seriously, you took it and Thunder and Fire would happen. It was like bloating in the guts and all this sort of stuff. But back in the day, Masashi was the serious brand. I mean, like, it was the #1 brand in Australia. Within the specialty sports retailers. Now it's not. It's more of a everyday sort of chemist sort of brand. So
yeah, that's right. Do you ever remember Growling Dog creatine?
Yeah.
That was the first creatine ever used. It was great. 95% creatine, 5%, I don't know. But
the amount of people that we used to have come back with issues around gut health with that product, saying, I take it and it just goes straight through me. And there seemed to be a problem. I don't know if it was a batch with creatinine, which is obviously when moisture gets into the creatine, and that creates bloating in the stomach and works with gastrointestinal upset. So it's funny. That's one that really sticks out to me. The old Growling Dog as well too.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and everyone's eyes from back in the day go, "Oh, I remember that supplement." That supplement. Yeah. But like you said, they're still around. It's just mainly supermarkets and chemists now, isn't it, for Masashi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I started in 2007 training, and oh no, it might have been 2005, and then back then, yeah, Musashi wasn't that big either, just the growling dog.
Yep.
And so, when did you create ATP Science? How long ago was it? Because you're obviously one of the biggest brands in Australia now. Was it a quick rise for you guys, or was it a slow slog?
2010 is when I actually, we were having a look at this the other day, is when I actually reached out to Matt. And that was just simply because at that stage we had one of Australia's most successful retail stores. In fact, the funny thing is, you and Fee remind me a lot of Tony and myself back in the day. We didn't have a home brand. We didn't focus on, or if we did, it was very, very small. We had, you know, a few nondescripts. We cared more about getting the right people in the right product into people's hands. And we cared passionately about actually helping people. I mean, Zig Ziglar is one of my all-time, you know, gurus. And there's a quote that he said that lives with me, which is, to get where you want to get in life, you have to help as many people get what they want. And if you can do that, you're adding value, obviously, and by default, you'll be successful. So that was the whole thing with you know, helping people. And I was getting more and more frustrated. And again, I know that I've said this, and maybe some of your listeners have heard, I just wanted to see people get results from some of the supplements. And I just didn't feel that some of the supplements were getting the results that people really wanted to. And when I met Matt, and like, seriously, he is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. What he knows about the human body, his understanding of you know, hormones, his understanding of supplementation, how to combine things together. Yeah, I mean, he was just a brilliant guy, and we met, and we immediately, you know, struck off an accord, and that's when sort of ATP Science was born. So.
And I can see what you mean when talking with Matt. You go in and you'll ask a few questions and you'll scratch the surface and you'll get it. And then you'll ask one too many. And then it's like you're going under the iceberg into the big 90%, and you just don't get anything of what he's saying. You're like nodding, yep. But how he knows it all and how he can put it all together, that's what really impresses me when chatting to him.
Well, a lot of people understand and they learn things by rote. So they read other people's articles and they can parrot that information and they have a basic understanding. Yes. Matt truly understands, you know, the whole pathways of, you know, in the body, and he theory crafts stuff. And when we're talking about solutions to problems, and he goes away and he's got these pads and he writes, and he's just scribbling all over the place because he's actually working out pathways, which is, you know, obviously why he formulates such great products. So.
That's right. And what was the first product you guys ever brought out? Are you even allowed to tell me?
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate there's probably going to be a few things, and there might be some questions around that as well too. Like, we've been smacked hard lately because we've sort of been pretty free and liberal with what we've spoken about. And that's obviously, you know, freedom of speech. You know, I'm a conspiracy theorist and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's oversharing, which we've got in trouble for. So, but in terms of the original first product, it was called Fat Cream. And
Fat Cream was the name of it.
Yeah, these were working titles. This was right back. And the other one was Moob Cream. That's what we called it. And Moob, M-O-O-B, Man Boob Cream. These were Matt's names. These were Matt's names for the product that he had, right? And then we had Infrared, which was, you know, right at the very beginning.
And that's still around. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then obviously Fat Cream turns into Subcut, because then, you know, I went, well, we can't call it Fat Cream, so let's call it something. And then Moob Cream turned into Block E3.
Yeah, right. Okay. So they're still around. They just had a name change.
Well, and unfortunately, you know, they've been a victim of the change that we're seeing in Australia across supplementation. So they are Prototype 8, Subcut, and Moob Cream are all gone. And, and Infrared still remains.
So if a retailer still has some of those creams, are they still allowed to sell it?
Yes.
Yeah. So just for our burners watching, we have plenty at Fat Burners Only. So you can come to us until stocks run out.
And I've actually got my glasses on so I can see these. Those shall not be named. Absolutely. And what does Moob Cream stand for? It stands for man boobs. So
that's right. But it's
yeah.
incredibly popular for females, of course. It's one of the best-selling products when it was around.
When it was around. we still love it. And we actually have an American version that we would love to do, but we've never been able to bring into Australia. And unfortunately, it's one of those sorts of things that I don't think will ever see the light of day. You know, there's a lot of formulations Matt's got that just, unfortunately, we're never going to see. And it's a real it's a real tragedy. It is a real tragedy that there is so much suppression against a lot of these products.
That's true. And what's less said, are you able to tell us more about the benefits of block E3 and subcut? That's a great question, Loz. Are we allowed to? No,
No.
We would love to. Loz, if you want to know anything about it.
I'm going to go to jail, I think, Paul, if I say anything. You know, and the funny thing is, I would love to.
But we just
and it's probably stuff that we can say, but I'm so wary. I'm so worried about what I can and can't say now. I play things very straight, and to be honest, we now have a compliance team with regards to legalities that everything goes through the compliance team, which is actually overseen by lawyers now. The cost of compliance is real.
Yeah, absolutely. Would totally understand that. Lawyers aren't cheap. And Loz, if you do have any questions about Block E3, just call us at Fat Burners Only. We can tell you. All right. So now we already established why you wanted to start a brand like ATP Science. You wanted to help people. Was it because you didn't see other supplements out there that were hitting the mark? Did you just message yourself?
No. What?
Jeff Doe, Big Brother is watching, so is your wife, so keep... Right, okay, that's Tony writing that.
Oh, and I'm sure there's some other questions in here as well, too, that we can come back to, Paul, as well, too. Because I love spending time with people. I love answering questions, and, you know,
well,
I just, yeah.
We do have one from Michael saying, has there or is there going to be a replacement for Alpha Prime? Are we allowed to say that any product's replacing any product?
No, Alpha Prime probably in the long term won't be replaced. Okay. That's simply because there's an ingredient in there which is going to be, I think, completely canned, unfortunately. At the moment, there's almost like an adjustment period where some of the products have been allowed to sell through. But there is some serious overhauls coming to the industry, you know, over the next little while. The good thing and the good news is that various government departments are working with manufacturers and retailers to sort of get a handle on what products they're going to allow and what they're not. There's going to be some clarity around advertising, around you know, TGA listed products and Fazance products, and I think that's a good thing for the industry in the end. But at the moment, yeah, we're playing everything with a straight bat, and we obviously are looking, you know, at other compounds and other products that we can use. But unfortunately, at this point in time, once Alpha Prime sells out, I don't think there will be a replacement for that product.
Right, which is a shame. It's one of the better sellers of Fat Burners Only, and people actually come back for it because it gives them a result. So that's a shame, but you can still get it from us if you need it.
Yeah.
Ethan's asked a question. I'm not too sure if you know the fat burner deficit. He's just asked, what do you think about deficit with carnitine? Do you know the product?
The deficit?
It's called Deficit from Faction Labs. He's asked if you have any info on deficit.
No, and look, what's really funny is that, and Matt specifically as well too, he's happy to review and actually look at labels and then tell you honestly what he thinks. We always have a policy of not bagging out, you know, other companies simply because, you know, it just ends in a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Obviously, we think our products are great, and there are some other good products out there as well too. But I'm not really familiar with the product, and it's been such a long time, Paul, since I've been in your shoes, where I was really up on everything. Literally, probably 2012 was the last time I was really sort of in the swing of what new products were out there. So, yeah,
understandable. And Deficit, it's just a really strong pre. Tastes amazing. It's really great. It's from Faction Labs. But if you have any questions, Ethan, you can fire it to us later. Kira has asked, will there be replacement for thyroid function and Hashimoto's issues from you guys?
I can't answer anything about disease states, unfortunately. Okay. There are some really powerful compounds that do work on the thyroid, and smart formulators who know their stuff will produce products. Now, we do have, and we are transitioning to Austell listed products. Now, what that gives us is we have to create an evidence file, which is ridiculously, long and invasive, process. And then and then we can actually make claims on the labels, and we can actually make brochures which adhere to the TGA guidelines of what we can and what we can't say about a product. And they're very stringent and tight. The good news is, to get to the heart of your question, yes, we will have, and I think we do have a product that will help with that.
I want to talk and say, okay, we better not. So, Nas has asked, where can I find Mallow bars? They are sold out everywhere.
Mallow bars, we had, because we always try and do things as naturally as possible, we released the bar and we put nothing unnatural in there, and no preservatives, really hardcore preservatives that a lot of them put in. What we found is that the bars started oxidizing faster than what we wanted to, even though we had nitrogen flushing in the packaging and all the rest of it. We decided to remove them off the market because the shelf life of the bars was not where we wanted it to be. I am the driving force behind our bars, and I'm telling you, we have got something really, oh, that's really nice. We've got something really cool coming. And I've been trialing it today. I gave all the people in the office a bar. It is our best bar by a country mile, and it does have the Mallow in it, but it's an upgrade. So we'll never lose anything from the market that we won't replace with something as good or better if we possibly can. And I'm telling you, these bars, honestly, are just, I think, honestly, they will put us on the map globally because they are that good. And really? They're low in sugar. Paul, I'm going to send some over to you. Yes. And you can trial it out with some of your team here, any of the guys here as well too. We're not in a position to be able to commercialize them yet, but and I don't want to say what they are because when I tell you, you might have a picture in your mind of what it is, but I guarantee you they're the best bars, best tasting protein bars on the market by a country mile. We're investing $4 million into our bar line in our new facility. That's how serious. $4 million just to produce bars. So that's how serious we are about what we've got. So,
Nas has just taken the words out of my head. Do you have an ETA on those bars? When would they be available for sale to the public?
Look, I put a case
on the spot.
So Tony is the one who controls the finances, right? And we need, and to be able to do it now, we could do it now, but we need to invest in a new part of. I can't even tell you, but a new piece of equipment specifically for this bar. But we're moving into the new facility where we've got this massive bar line coming that's got everything in it. That needs to be commissioned and rolled out and all the rest of it. That's not going to be ready probably until maybe November this year. So these bars probably won't hit the market till around about Christmas time. We could do it sooner if I could twist Tony's arm into buying this machinery, but she says it's just going to bring it to the market a little bit earlier, and it's going to be made redundant with the new line that's coming in, if that makes sense. So I'm so passionate about these bars, I want to bring them out to you tomorrow, but Tony's the one who's smart, so she's smart with money.
She's looking after you in the long run. Ethan's got a question. Sorry, I got another question. What would be the best advice you would give someone wanting to work in the supplement industry? Well, no better person to ask than Jeff, because you've been around for that long. What do you think?
Thanks.
Hey, and he's only 46. He started early, everybody.
You know what? Like, my father gave me advice when I was younger, and he said, whenever you do something if you possibly can. Don't do it for money, but do something that you're really passionate about, because then you don't, when crap comes in life, and I guess a lot of people experience a lot of crap now, you got to do something that will see you through, that you're not just doing it for the money, because you can probably go out there and make money doing something that you really hate, but then your life sucks because half your week or 5 days out of 7 spent at work, and you're going to be dreading it, right? So that's when I went out with Tony, and we created companies that I was passionate about. So I was passionate about video games, so I created a company around video games, and we got investment. And as I said, that was a great concept, but I was more passionate about supplements. And again, I know this sounds cliche.
Oh, hello.
The thing to do. Sorry.
Right.
I can see the battery's about to run out, so I'm not sure. I think we're good for a while yet. This is a problem using Tony's phone. I charged my phone all day today. Tony didn't charge hers, so.
No, okay. Do you have a PowerPoint close to you? Because I'd hate to drop off early.
Yeah, I probably can. When it gets a little bit low, I'll let you know. I'm down to 20%.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, 20%. You should be fine.
Yeah.
If we're getting into drastic sort of states, maybe Tony can run and grab one for you. Can you see this, Tony? We might need a charger in a second. No. She's bringing the charger now.
But what I was going to say is that in terms of getting into the industry, if you're passionate about it, that's the biggest thing. I mean, always bring value. I mean, I love people. I mean, I think that's good. You know, that you genuinely care about people, that you genuinely are passionate about what you're doing. Like the amount of times where I've gone into, supplement stores back in the day, and the reason why we killed it with regards to the supplement store that we had is that back in the day, and this is a long time ago, customer service was really bad. You used to order stuff online and you'd never know when your order was coming. You'd wait a week for it. You'd order chocolate and they'd just throw in vanilla because they were out of chocolate, and there would be no explanation. And when we did it, we were just like, straight away, got to keep everybody informed, got to keep everybody up to date, let them know that their order's being packed. I used to sit there in a one-man shop with a little table. I'd serve customers and my computer would ding with an order, and I'd like rip around, grab the product off it, shove it into the bag, rip it off, give them the express that they were getting. If there was a problem with the order, I'd call them immediately. I used to try and get the order out as quickly as I possibly can to give them a better experience. And again, because I got a lot out of exceeding people's expectations of obviously what they were going to get. So, yeah, I'd say, I don't know if that answers the question. I probably waffle a little bit, but yeah.
Hey, that's the issue when speaking with Jeff. We've only got an hour, but I think it's going to go in no time at all, just because it's so easy to talk to Jeff. So, what are your favorite products in the range, and how would you take them in a typical day?
Hang on, I'm being told to hold the camera by an invisible pixie who's going to put a charger in.
Thank you.
So what are my favorite products? Matt says it best when he says, that's like trying to choose your favorite child. I mean, it really does depend. But if I had to absolutely limit it to 3 products, sorry, we're just putting the charger in. If I absolutely, how's that going to work? If we absolutely had to choose it just to 3.
And that's answering Thanks Blue's question as well. We've got 2 for 1.
Okay.
She's just asked your favorite 3 products too.
No, hang on. I'm just trying to get this right. Can you take the dog? So just hang on.
Is there no, people love dogs. You should leave them in.
new puppy.
Is it a he or a she? She's so cute.
It's a boy. It's a boy.
He is so cute.
It's yeah. I didn't want a new one because our little one passed away last year, but he is, yeah. Hang on. Let me hold him up.
Oh wow, that is so cute. Now, so you're getting all the comments. We're going to start increasing our viewers.
Yeah, dogs, right? They're the best.
Love
them. His name is Biscuit. So
Biscuit.
Yeah. The kid's named him. The Biscuit. The kid's name. Yeah. Look, Mars is probably my personal favorite product.
Yeah.
For reasons I can't explain.
We understand. Yep.
Right. The effects for guys are self-evident. And I don't even think. I mean, Swiss got in trouble for saying you'll feel better on Swiss. I think they actually got in trouble for that.
Wow.
But I would assume they're anyway. Resilience is probably the next one as well too.
It's fair to say that product's a bit underrated.
Massively underrated. Massively underrated.
Not understood. Yep. It's so awesome, but it's not understood.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the ingredients on it alone, like it's just an absolute cracker.
It is. It really is.
And the other product as well too is Gut Right. So right. Those are probably my favorite. My new favorites will be the bar when it comes out. like I've got a sample of them here, and seriously, like, yeah, they're really good. I mean,
I wish I could try.
We have got a, oh man, we have got a massive, massive, massive new product range coming out, and I think people will be surprised at the size of the product and how it's going to go, in terms of the scope. But I really can't say anything more. But
When you say range, do you mean like a whole lot of different products, or just one SKU, or you can't say anything?
but it's good, and it's going to make people feel happy. So we're always looking to do things. We either want to be best in class, or we want to create something completely new. There's no point in doing another whey protein isolate. So yeah, I'm really excited about what we're bringing to the table going forward, and I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of joy from it. So I mean, like the new hot chocolate that we brought out as well too. It's just such a cool product, right? And it's gone really well because it tastes nice. I mean, it's an amazing, collagen. It's got the magnesium in there as well too. And you can heat it up, and it's getting colder, right? So more people want something that they can have. I mean, again, you make the decadent version with, your oat milk or your macadamia milk, or milk if you're not lactose intolerant. Man, it's really nice. So yeah.
And I got to say, with the Nowhere hot chocolate, Fat Burners Only, we made a mistake, because at the start, I think we ordered 36 units, and we literally sold out. We pre-ordered and sold out in half a day. And I'm just like, this has never happened before. And so then we ordered another 80 units. That sold out. Then now we're ordering hundreds of units at a time. And it's still, people have tried it and they're coming back. That's what I like about it. You can get excited about a new product, but when the people come back for it, then it's good. And today, just looking through my top sellers, every day this week, No Way Hot Chocolate, top 5 all the time.
Well,
people loving that product.
I'll give you an interesting Perth connection. Seeing obviously you guys are over in WA, and I know not all your viewers are there, but you guys are there. We actually get the Belgian chocolate from WA. So
yeah, right. Okay. Do you know, because we have a lot of WA watchers. Where from? Can you tell us, or is that in the secret sauce?
That's secret. But yeah, we try and buy Australian when we can, and this one's a really, really good one. So yeah.
Elsa's sipping on one now. Kira Sway reckons that it's amazing as well, so she's tried it. Just going to scroll up to see if there was any other questions. Someone, Niz Zebra, has asked, what's the benefits of multi-food versus resilience? I don't think we can talk about that, unfortunately. We'd love to.
What? I really get frustrated. I want to be able to talk, and I have been so gagged. I'm sorry, and I know that we used to. And I know that we used to be a lot more. This kills me because I don't even know what I can say anymore. It has to. There's stuff that we can say, but it has to go through the legal department. I mean, I kid you not. I mean, it's just stupid.
Well, I just appreciate that you're talking live, where anything can happen. We're just going to try and control it. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no worries.
Will the new range that you're not allowed to talk about be vegan friendly, or have vegan friendly products? Not vegan friendly. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
That's all right. We just thought we'd ask. And
the funny thing is that the number one product that we created for vegans, and Matt created this because
I know.
Is the vegan aminos. And it is the best amino acid product. The hydroxyproline that's in there. We have a global patent on that product. We don't even, the first thing about ATP Club is we don't talk about ATP Club, right? I mean, like, there's so much that I want to tell you. The patent is really cool, but that is, I mean, I hope if you're looking for vegan products, that one is an absolute cracker. But we do have a lot of things in the pipeline, but unfortunately, this new range that we're talking about isn't vegan. And as I said, we always try and produce the best in class products that we can possibly get, which is why we converted all of our capsules over from gelatin to to veggie caps. Wherever we can make a difference, and where we can do something that's good for vegans. You know what's really funny about the vegan aminos? And maybe it was the naming, I'm not sure. It's the best amino acid for everybody. But the feedback that we've had is people go, oh, well, I'm not a vegan, so I can't take it. It's like, well, you're not a vegetarian, but you eat vegetables, right? It's like you can eat it, and it's actually really, really good. Like Matt spent ages getting the ratios right, and the introduction of the hydroxyproline. It is just it's a great anyway. So yeah, I diverse anyway. So
we do get that issue as well with other vegan brands. They say the same thing. As soon as you put vegan on a product, people go, I can't have it because I'm vegan. No, you still can have it.
well, okay. Let me tell you something as well too. We use only all natural flavors, colors, preservatives, that sort of stuff. If we had flavored, and we did this with all of our stuff, not just the vegan aminos, the coloring and if we'd have gone through the synthetic route on the flavoring and the coloring, it would be 4 times cheaper. Like it's 400% cheaper to use synthetic non-natural than what it is to use natural. So like it's such a great product. And we probably don't talk about it enough, but anyway, so yeah.
So Fiona's just saying we can't keep No Way on the shelf. Now that is true. So with the vegan aminos, there's 3 flavors. What's your favorite flavor?
Well, that's really funny. I like the Kakadu plum. Yeah, raspberry is #1 seller. And
by a mile.
I know, right? And what we've discovered is that people don't like to be adventurous on flavors. Like we brought out the cola, which
that's
I really
my favorite. Cola is the best.
And I interchange between cola and Kakadu plum. But yeah. No, it's not raspberry. So we should have brought out, and this is, and I get it, right? You got to give people what they want, but we should have brought out orange, raspberry, and lemon lime, and they probably would have sold a lot better. So
even across the board, just take it from me, guys. If you're watching, the cola is easily the best.
Yeah.
But Jeff reckons it's Kakadu plum. So Pete's saying he loves the products. They sell a lot in Guernsey. I don't know what that means. Pete Gallagher.
Oh, that's internationally. Yeah, funnily, we actually have international sales around the world, and we notice a spike in Guernsey. Of all places where ATP Science is sold globally, Guernsey seems to be like a large percentage of the population are taking it, per capita in Guernsey. I don't even,
Where is that?
I think it's right over the other. It's south of the United Kingdom. I think it's near Isle of Man, if I'm correct. Jeez, now you're testing me. So, but yeah, it's right over the other side of the world.
What are they buying? Everything ATP or just one of the ranges?
No, I think that it's selling well across all the things over there. Near France. There you go. So, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Grant's saying you would have ordered more from me. Oh, yes. Okay. If we had the No Way protein and Grant was looking after us, we probably would have ordered more. Is that what he means? Gut-Right has been amazing for business. Oh, Pete Gallop from Guernsey saying Gut-Right's been amazing for business. Obviously, people are coming back. Well, we notice it because it's always one of our best-selling SKUs.
Yeah. I mean, and the new flavoured Gut-Right as well too. And it's nice. It's nice when you get copied. I mean, you kind of like go. It's like kind of going out and getting a really cool, bull group, nice dress. Like I know what it's like to get a nice dress, like getting a nice new shirt or something like that, and going to the party and someone's wearing the same one. It's like, oh damn, But it's flattering when you see that you're actually able to create new categories because you know that it's having an impact. And it's frustrating at the start, and then you have to go, okay, well, that's going to happen. That shows that you're doing something that's having an impact. So.
Exactly. Hello, Heightened Sense. Everyone's coming in saying hi. We're getting more and more people as this is coming along, which is great to see.
Yep.
So we've got a question here. How many ATP Science products have you guys tested behind the scenes that never actually made the light of day? Because Matt is a genius. You'd expect that he'd have a lot more than just what we see.
We have regular NPDs, which is new product development meetings, and stage gate meetings around products. And at any time we could be tracking, oh my gosh, this is just the ones that we don't put into the temporary hold where it actually comes off that. But right now in the NPD meeting, there's probably, if we talk SKUs, so like, if there's a bar coming out, we might have 5 new flavors coming out in our bar.
All right, I think that's a bit of an exclusive. I think that's happening.
there could be at any one time, we could have 25, 30 products in MPD, but it doesn't mean that they get all, but that doesn't mean that they get all the way through, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So we always start with what the product is designed to do, and does the concept make sense? And then we might look at it, and then we look at the cost that it's going to, and it blows it out. Or we look at, oh, okay, here's all the ingredients that Matt wants. Like, Matt has the best pre-workout in the world. Do you know why we've never released a pre-workout? Because we can't make the one that we want, and it's illegal.
Oh, really?
Right. So that's
Are you allowed to say what ingredients in it? Nope.
Because there might be a way around that IP that we couldn't bring one out. He's playing one with round at the moment that we can, which has got some berries in it, which is really, really fascinating. It's really cool. But yeah, I mean, Limitless as well too. I mean, like that's a pre-workout fat burner. That's very different. But what we say is like, that's like a juice as opposed to a caffeine cordial. And I recognize and appreciate there's some great companies out there. And I'm not going to give a free pump to the brand, but you probably know who I'm talking about, who just do such a great job on marketing and positioning. And they've got that market. We've gone, okay, for the people that don't want the caffeine cordial, we're going to produce a juice, which has got natural sort of products, if that makes sense. And it's night and day, because again, we're not going to go out and create something that everybody else has created where there's a market leader that's doing a good job of it. And that's not really who we are. We're not going to produce those sorts of products, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, we've never produced a pre-workout because we can't bring anything of value to the market. There's no point in us just bringing out a pre-workout and going, hey, here's ATP's, pre-workout, and it's no better than something else that you can already
get. Same as everything else, because the new pre-workouts are all the same.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. You said some berries. I don't want to give away your ingredients, but I have an idea of what that could be. What has been your favorite product launch?
Gut Right.
Absolutely.
That went
crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think I shouldn't probably give away our numbers, but we ordered like in our first month thousands of that product. It just went insane. It tastes like crap,
but it works.
But people still want it. It still works.
Yep. Am I allowed to say that?
I think you are. Well, it's too late now. We're live, and yeah, it's out there. But it did. It tasted like crap, but as it's explained to me, people say it's changed my life. It's a life-changing product, and that's probably why it's still one of the best-selling SKUs in the range. 2 years on, it doesn't slow down.
Well, the nice thing is that we worked so hard to bring out a flavored version, and seriously, when we started, they tasted all like wet dog. It didn't matter what we put on the front. We had like this, and oh man, I kid you not, we tried to bring out a flavored version as soon as we launched it without compromising the formula. And we just couldn't do it. And then we found our secret ingredients, and that made it all possible. And but that was trial and error, and that was literally a benign mistake almost, if you know what I mean. It was something, it was totally, we didn't even look to try and do it. We'd almost, given up on it, and we actually used, and we found it worked on something else, and then we put it into and we're just like, wow, this makes all the difference. So
yeah, right. What was Fee saying? She's saying Gut Right launch was crazy. Yes, you created almost overnight a new category in the market.
Yeah.
There was gut products, but nothing that was popular. And then all of a sudden, all the new brands started bringing out gut products because of Gut Right. You've done something right when that happens.
Well, and again, it got a result. And, I won't tell you what Matt was doing when, not with the new brands coming out, like with new products, but the original ones, just again, so many products that just kind of missed it in terms of their formulation. And this is why I love Matt, because he truly, truly understands, and everything that's in there is to work synergistically. So many compounds, he goes, why would you put that in with that? You can't put that with that because it doesn't work, or it competes for absorption, or whatever is happening, So, but yeah, it works. It's good. It tasted horrible. But if you put it into pancakes, which is what we do with it for the kids as well too. And then obviously we worked, and we finally brought out the Gut Right, daily for people that just said, please give us something that tastes good. So.
Yeah, right. So that's a little Gut Right hack. Put it in your pancakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we there's recipes and all the rest of it that you can follow, but absolutely, Gut Right pancakes with no whey protein in them is kind of a staple on our house on the weekend. So.
Oh yes, 2 for 1, Gut Right and no whey. Good additions.
Yeah.
Mish has asked, how does Gut Right compare to Super Green? So I guess that's just a chlorella, spirulina, barley, and wheatgrass product.
Yeah, so I mean, you're really looking for different compounds with your super greens. Normally, things that have got vitamins and minerals that are going to, feed the body. Whereas these are specifically selected polyphenols, which actually work like, oh, geez.
Are you
So
allowed to say anything, Jeff?
the ingredients in there are designed to. No, that product, greens will work on nutrients to feed the body, whereas the polyphenols in the other ingredient are designed to get your gut right, to help with gut right. I don't know. Okay.
That's good.
Do you know how frustrating this is for me?
I was just going to say, just for the record, Jeff actually knows what it does. He doesn't not know what it does. He just can't say what it does.
Not in Australia. And I think this is the thing as well too, is that we just have to be very careful because we just don't want to. We just got to play by the rules, and we are strictly playing by the rules. So.
And Mish says, half thinks she gets it. We tried, Mish. We tried.
Yeah.
So smooth. Brooklyn's saying you're really smooth, Jeff. Really smooth. No, just circling back to one of the questions I asked you before. How many products now sit on that good idea shelf, but never probably going to see the light of day? Would there be hundreds in the archives with you guys?
Matt's got literally, Matt would probably have hundreds of formulations that are there, but we've never gone forward with. But ones that have actually made it into a stage gate, which is sort of how we progress products that have never or will never see the light of day. There'd probably be, look, I'm guessing, but I'd probably say there'd be at least 30 to 40 products at least.
Just sitting there that just won't see it, but they're amazing. They're just not going to see it. Oh.
Well, they might not be amazing. And that's the thing. They might have been a cool idea. And we get through it and we go, actually, no, that's not feasible. Oh, no, hang on. And because Matt studies everything that he does, right? So if it's not going to bring value, we're not doing it. And then it's got to make sense from all angles.
Yeah, there's a lot of different processes in creating a sub company, I'm sure. So just quickly, we know that ATP prides himself on high quality products. What are some of the lengths that you guys go to make sure that high quality is actually achieved?
So Matt obviously starts with formulating the product, and typically all of the research journals and all the areas where he's studying, especially if a product or a compound is having an effect, he goes and gets that compound, if that makes sense. So if we're looking at Creapure, for example, if we're going to create a Creapure study, we use Creapure. So that's probably a good place to start. The second thing we do is we do, through Southern Cross Plant Science, we do all of our identification of species as well too. So we actually make sure that the product that we've got when we buy it in is the one. Now, what a lot of nations will do overseas is that they'll give you a really good batch the first time, and then they'll bait and switch you the second time. Now, in Australia as well too, all that you are required, even under TGA and all the rest of it, is a certificate of analysis to say, hey, this 25-litre drum is XYZ compound. Many times it's not, or it's not the right ratio, or they fill it up with some other crap as well too. There is a lot of crap on the market, and it's just simply because the C of A can be doctored, because people often overseas, even here in Australia, let's face it, don't care sometimes. I mean, and if you've got a C of A coming in from overseas, which is considered to be a fact, who's going to check it overseas? And I mean, how
doing that's why I love you. Lol, hard asses. Fiona appreciates it. So is there any products that you guys have thought about but never committed to making? I think we've sort of spoken about that already.
Yeah, definitely we have. Yeah.
How do you think that ATP Science as a brand has positively influenced the fitness community?
Well, Matt always said as well too that he was sick of working before he came into the fitness industry. He was working in the sickness industry, trying to get people from sickness to well, and he still loves doing that. But one of the things that we feel that we've done is we've introduced products that are good for you. Again, no natural, no non-natural flavors or colors or preservatives. And we've tried to educate the market as well into more is not always better. That you can certainly overdo it and fry your adrenals if you're on, taking too much of those. I mean, again, the Adrenal RX is, one of the products that we've now brought out for that again. So
you're allowed to talk about Adrenal RX, yeah?
We are.
Listed.
Yeah. I mean, the old Cord RX, I mean, it's designed to do the same sort of thing. So Matt's always looking at people's hormones. He's looking at, and we can actually say it. We got legal clearance to be able to say
You saw my
that.
eyes go, whoa.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can.
So
we can say that. So,
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think bringing out Gut Right, we changed the industry with that. Adrenal RX, I mean, Cord RX, when that came out, that definitely was something very, very new, especially to the fitness community. They hadn't seen anything like that. So I definitely think Matt's education, I mean, his seminars and his blogs, showing people that you can get results and be healthy as well too, which I think the market was crying out for that. Not just always the really high stim products, not just always the really artificial colors and things like that. I think we did, show the market that we can do things naturally that were good for you, and actually got you a really good result. I mean, Matt's first thing when he entered the company, I mean, the motto of the company is results, not excuses, but Matt's first thing is first do no harm. That is the code, the creed of naturopaths. First do no harm. So that's all of our products are screened through that, if that makes sense.
And Mish has said, I have those products, but need a tip for remembering how to take them every day. Remember long to take them every day. I think that's a mistype. Anyway, right. You just got to write it down, Mish. That's what I do with all my supplements. I'm popping pills like cereal. Yeah. I remember when Cord RX first came out, Grant, one of your reps, flew over to WA to give a talk on it.
Yeah.
There was some, it was like a fever pitch of excitement for the first ever product that helped with adrenals, because at that point, the adrenal glands were getting talked about for the last year or two, but there was nothing really for them. I just remember it. It was just so, people were abuzz with that product. And is it still one of your best-selling SKUs?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with so much stress that's going on. I mean, and again, I can't remember what's on the label of the new Adrenal RX, so I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say about it. But certainly with the Cord RX, I think there was definitely filling a gap that people were looking for. I mean, again, certainly Matt did a lot of education as well too on, the adrenal gland, stress, sleep, and I think we just got an overwhelming lot of mail coming in saying how much they appreciated that, like in terms of, positive testimonials coming in. So probably one of the things that maybe got us into trouble as well too,
Yeah, could have been. Dylan Rogers has just asked, does the hot chocolate taste good? I can answer that question.
So. Yeah.
I think it's delicious. It's an all-natural product. I like to mix it with coconut milk, but even with water, I thought it tastes really good. Yeah,
look, on water, I mean, I'd probably give it on water a solid, like 7 out of 10. I think it's, and for a water-based product and for the real, purist out there, I think it's a good, like, just if you were going to compare it to a hot chocolate that you got at the, the servo. I think considering the magnesium and also the low calories that we've tried to get the balance right between a right amount of chocolate. I mean, you should have seen how many takes we had at putting just the right amount of chocolate in to keep the sugars as low as we possibly could, but still get that chocolate flavor through. So, on milk or on coconut milk I'd probably give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I reckon it's good. Then, and I reckon the new bar that we've got, I'll give it a 9.9 out of 10. That's how good the new bar is. So, yeah.
Big call. Well, I'm super. You really said I need to try this bar.
I'll get some to you.
When are we getting some?
Yeah, I'll get some samples over to you. So yeah.
Are we allowed to show it on our stories eating it?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Just a teaser for everyone else, because we'll be enjoying it. Fat Burners only. Just so everyone knows, we've got about 8 more minutes to go before Instagram cuts us off, because this is Jeff's first ever, and you wouldn't pick it because he's doing really well. This is his first ever Instagram live. Did you know, Jeff, that at 1 hour, Instagram just stops it altogether? You just can't, there's nothing you can do about it.
I just got one question.
Sure.
What's an Instagram? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not really on social media. I don't use it a lot. Yeah.
Mish is right. Everyone is going to be hanging out for these bars because we're already getting questions about when the mallow bars are coming back, and they're gone probably for another 6 months or more.
Yeah, well, as I said, we're overcoming some of the issues that we had. And look, the original bars that we've got, the No Way bars, when they first came out, they were not what I wanted them to be, because when we did them in the lab, they were really kind of soft. I'm talking about the original No Way bars. And when we made them, what we didn't realize through the process is that the heat that we used and the going from a bench top to full manufacturing is very different. We got the heat and the cool down wrong, and so what ended up happening was we got cross-linking. The No Way can't denature like Whey can under heat. It's actually perfect. That's why we've got obviously the hot chocolate. You can heat it. There will be no denaturing or anything like that. It's what's such a great protein. Unfortunately, not great for vegans, but why we like it, because you can bake with it, you can cook with it. It doesn't denature. But we got a cross-linking effect, which actually made the bars tougher. We've reversed that. We've reverse engineered that, taken that out of it, and even the new No Way bars, you'll find that they're actually a heck of a lot softer than the original ones when they came out. I would give those bars, and they are really excellent if you want fiber, if you want high protein and low calories. Like, they're excellent. But I'd probably give them a solid, 5.5, 6 out of 10 for taste. Most bars I'd probably put around about the 3 or 4 mark. There's a few ones coated in chocolate that you probably give around about the 7 mark. But most protein bars, you don't take them because you really look forward to taking them like a confectionery bar. The new ones that we've got coming out, I guarantee you will say, oh my gosh, I am eating a confectionery bar, but it will have less than 5 grams of sugar in there, and it will have all the protein. Look, I kid you, hold me to it, and tell me if you do not think that they are the best bars on the market.
The look on my face is less of dubious, I don't trust you, more of intrigue. I'm like, what could this possibly be? I just want to know.
Cool. You'll find out.
Is your collagen halal? Is that even a question? Is it halal?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. And look, my understanding is that it is, like the raw material that we get is.
Okay.
But our factory is not, if that makes sense. So,
Right.
So the raw materials is, but that's why we don't have that on our packaging, because we don't have the halal standard in our factory. But the raw materials is, yes.
Excellent. Okay. And can you give any of our burners any hints of what's sort of even, I was saying what's to come at ATP Science? I think we've talked about that. This is my question.
I mean, no, that's okay. I mean, I think the bars are really going to shake things up. We have got a lot of products actually in the pipeline about to come out. The biggest one, Tony's just released the artwork to me today. I think it's just people are just going to go, what? Like they're just not going to see this. I guarantee they would not guess in a million years what's about to come out. So
you're so secretive, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. I know.
How long? We get it in a week or 2 weeks.
You will see a national launch in September.
Okay, but we'll get to try them in a week's time at Fat Burners?
Oh, the bars? Yeah, we'll get the bars through to you. I have to get clearance from the big boss, so I have to ask Tony if she's allowed to. But yeah, okay. Look, I think we can do some. In fact, I'm doing some up now, and they're just going to be samples. So there'll be freebie giveaways, and what we'll do is we'll get them to you. You can give them out to your people and sort of get some feedback as well too.
Right.
But they won't be commercially ready probably. Again, I'm trying to battle with Tony where we can. But I would honestly say probably towards Christmas or early in the new year, unless I get my way, which I never do. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, someone's going to look after the money, Jeff. Otherwise, there's going to be no money to make the bars in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
that's what I sound like, Tony, right?
Yeah. Oh, look, that's the thing. I'm the dreamer, and money is just a restraint I don't want to think about. So where Tony brings me back to earth and goes, we actually live in a real world where we have to pay bills and stuff, right? It's like, that's no fun.
Someone needs to say it. We just want to play games all day in World of Warcraft. That's what I want to do. But if
absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've only got about 4 minutes to go. At the moment, I think we can say that we're running at Fat Burners a MayTP sale at the moment.
That's such cool marketing.
Do you like it?
I'm glad I thought of it.
Did you think of it?
No.
Fiona's upstairs going, wait a second, she's watching this. That was her idea.
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool.
So yeah, is that the discount code fee, MATP? Does that look backwards to you, Jeff?
Yeah, it is backwards. It looks
That's just
Russian.
upside down now.
That looks
Russian. Well, the code is MATP, and as our burners probably know, ATP Science doesn't go on discount a lot because it's such a premium product. But at the moment, we're giving 15% off all our burners when they use the code MATP in the cart. And you guys were kind enough to help us out with some GWPs. So we're giving away ZMSTs. There's a towel. There's the new No Whey protein bars, as you mentioned, in there as well. Gut right sample, limitless fat burner sample, the whole lot. So,
and look, I try and I want to do more with you on the limitless. I appreciate it's different. I mean, it's got the polyphenols in there as well too. Coming into summer, I mean, a lot of people have been sitting on the couch, so they're probably getting a little bit round. But give it a crack. If we can give away some more samples to you guys, to try it. It's got a sustained. Matt again formulated that not to be a pump and dump. It's a sustained release. It's a natural product. It's really cool, and I love it because I think it tastes really good as well too. But again, more like a juice as opposed to a cordial, if that makes sense. So again, it's a bit different. So
totally makes sense, and it's actually resonates really well with our burners. It's doing quite well, and people again are coming back to buy it because it actually feels super clean.
Yep. And you've got to deal with the free acetyl-L-carnitine at the moment as well too, correct?
That's right. So if they buy a twin pack of Limitless, so they can buy the berry or the pineapple or two of the berry, whatever they want, they get a free carnitine as well.
Cool.
So, yeah. And that twin pack is actually selling really well.
Cool.
People are wanting to try it. And it resonates with Fat Burners Only because it's a fat burner. We're Fat Burners Only.
Absolutely.
So, look, we literally have 1 minute. So just instead of it just cutting off, I might round it out. Just to our burners, thanks so much for joining us. I think it's fair to say that I've been watching how many viewers we've had, and it's the busiest we've ever been on our Thursday Night Live. Looks like everyone wanted to tune in and have a look at the chat with the big dog, Jeff, from ATP Science. If you have any questions, flick them through. If we don't know, we flick them through to Jeff to answer them. But thanks again, Jeff. Really appreciate you giving up an hour of your time on Thursday night.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for everyone that spent an hour with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Cheers. Thanks, Jeff. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.